Okay guys, listen, I did the unthinkable. I hacked Tim Sweeney's Twitter account and I found out secret information about Fortnite Creative 2.0.
Richie, he just tweeted it. What are you talking about?
Okay, maybe he just tweeted it. But at least we got some new information about Creative 2.0 and trust me, there's some really spicy stuff in there. So let's quickly jump into it. It all started with the simple tweet asking Tim Sweeney if the Unreal Editor in Fortnite, so Creative 2.0 in a sense, will have the same capabilities as the actual Unreal Editor. To that, Tim Sweeney replied, "It will have the features that we tested and hardened to support deploying content into Fortnite. Compatible with Fortnite gameplay on all platforms without native code, it will expand over time." So what this basically means for us is that we will obviously not get the full Unreal Editor. It will start with features that are tested and working well with the Fortnite environment and also work on all platforms. By the way, on all platforms just means the gameplay and playable on all platforms. This doesn't mean that you will have Creative 2.0 available on all the platforms. We will come to that in a second, because he actually answered later in this thread if all the platforms will have the ability to use the Unreal Editor in Fortnite. Furthermore, he actually replied to another comment if there will be endless possibilities and what will be the restrictions. To that, Tim Sweeney said, "It will start somewhat small and grow over time," which makes sense. It's kind of like Creative right now. They will add features more and more over the time, start with the stable ones and then continue to grow the platform. Mainly because it's not an environment to build a completely new game from scratch as within the standalone Unreal Engine 5. It is an environment for building new things that coexist in the world that began with Fortnite. So what I assume this means is that we will probably get some kind of standalone editor where you can do a lot of stuff, but you still have to use like Fortnite characters and like kind of Fortnite assets in a sense. While yes, probably you will be able to use custom assets, which they answered later as well, you will still have a big chunk of Fortnite in there, which you will never get out of this because it's obviously made to be in Fortnite and not like the Unreal Engine. And obviously if you just want to create your own games and like completely get free from Fortnite, then you can just use the Unreal Engine 5. This answer is probably the most interesting one for all of you guys who are on console or mobile or whatever. And someone asked, will these tools be available for console to use? And I think the answer was a little nicer way to say, not really, but you can have some of the features. Tim Sweeney says the Unreal Editor runs on PC, but it can interoperate in many ways with Fortnite Creative tools running on other platforms. Different people on a team might use either. So I think what that means is basically that he says, yes, we will have the full tool, probably most likely only for PC, but you can still work with Creative 1.0 and 2.0 together. So people can, for example, use Creative 1.0 if they're on console and then use it with people that have 2.0 together, so they can create maps in either of those systems and then just merge them together. I think it became pretty clearer and clearer over time that it will most likely only be for PC, at least at a full version of Creative 2.0, whatever you want to call it in the end. But at least you can work with people that have the other platforms. So you can basically cross-work together if you have like multiple people on a team. But we'll see in the end how this turns out, if there will actually be only a PC version or if there will be like light versions for consoles. Okay, so the next question was very interesting, which a lot of people have been concerned, obviously, that people will create some kind of nonsense and like absolutely insane stuff that is just like killing Fortnite because it's so racist or whatever. And the question was about the content moderation. And Tim Sweeney answer to that is, content will be reviewed prior to publishing, meaning before releasing to the public. Full details will be forthcoming later this year. I think the answer is pretty logical. There will obviously be some kind of moderation for publishing maps. The cool thing is that he says there will be more details later this year. So we at least gonna get at least somewhat of a preview for Creative 2.0 somewhere later this year. So this next question was about copyright material such as music. And Tim Sweeney said that they're not ready to talk about it yet, which is kind of a good thing. It seems like they're working on something like that. But in his answer, he basically gives a big vibe that music is like a really big thing that he really wants to have in there, and that it's an important thing. But I really can't see like actual like mainstream music being a thing. Because I think the biggest example is just YouTube, and like one of the biggest platforms and music labels are still copywriting YouTubers left and right. So, and I just highly doubt there will be ever something where you can play like mainstream music in games, unless obviously the copyright law changes. And that wraps it all up for Tim Sweeney's mini Q&A that he just randomly posted on Twitter. I think he was not even expecting to like answer that many questions. I think it's very interesting to see what the future of Creative will look like. Definitely let me know what you think. What's your favorite part about this Q&A? And I will see you guys back in the next one. Bye.